chair.
You could set it up there on that thing. It's just
Okay.
audio, no camera.
It shows live.
Yeah, but it's
Okay,
just audio.
it's just doing audio.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
just audio. الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا من سيئات أعمالنا من يهد الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله تبارك وتعالى وخير هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. قال الله تبارك وتعالى في كتاب الكريم يسألونك عن المحيض قل هو أذى فاعتزلوا النساء في المحيض ولا تقربوهن حتى يطهرن وإذا تطهرن فأتوهن من حيث أمركم الله إن الله يحب التوابين ويحب المتطهرين نساؤكم حرث لكم فأتوا حرثكم أن شئتم وقدموا لأنفسكم واتقوا الله واعلموا أنكم ملاقوه وبشر المؤمنين. These are the ayat of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, Surah Baqarah, concerning the women and the menstruation of the lady. And Tabaraka wa Ta'ala mentioned يَسَلُّونَكَ عَنِ الْمَحِيضِ. And the ulama, when they give the explanation to this, we'll take some ahadith from the Tafseer of Imam Ibn Kathir. They said these are the companions. They were asking the Prophet ﷺ about the women concerning the menses. Because when they arrived, لما يقدموا في المدينة, when they arrived in Medina, رأوا أن يهودية كانوا يعتزلوا من نسائهم وأخرجهن من بيوتهم. Because they found the Yahud, when the ladies came on their menstruation, they would stay away from them to the point that they would kick the women out of the house. And this was not the practice of the people of Mecca. So when they arrived in Medina and found that the Jews were doing this, they asked the Prophet, what should we do with our women when they have the menses? Should we kick them out? In other words, what do we do? And so the ulama, they said that the Yahud, they used to stay away from the women totally. They wouldn't eat with them, they wouldn't drink with them, they wouldn't allow them even to fix their food. They would not sleep in the same bed with them, let alone the same house. They would kick them out. وَأَمَّا النَّصَارَى كَانُوا مَاذَا لَا يُبَالُونَ. The Christians were the opposite. They didn't care what the women were doing. If they were menstruating or not, they would have regular life with them, including intercourse. So the companions, they asked the Prophet ﷺ about this for a reason. And so the Prophet ﷺ, when Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala said, فَاعْتَزِلُوا النِّسَاءَ فِي الْمَحِيضِ, this means لا يجامعهن يعني في حيضهن. Do not have relations with them when they are on their menstruation. This is the meaning of fa'tazilu, because the word itizalu means to withdraw from. That's why you have one of the groups called the Mu'tazila. لأنهم كانوا يعتزلوا عن شيخهم حسن البصري, because they left away from their Sheikh Hasan al-Basri, because they disagreed with something that he said, and part of their disagreeing, they said, you know what, we're going to go away from you. So itazilu means to withdraw, to stay away from. But Allah did not mean in this case, like the Jews, to stay away from the women and be mean to them, not eat with them, not drink with them, kick them out of the house as if they are impure in their physical body and their physical being. The only thing that's impure is that their private is impure, because it's cleaning the body from the old reproduction materials, the eggs and so forth, that if it were to stay in the lady, she would die from toxicity, from the poison in the body. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created them like this as a mercy. So here Tabarak wa ta'ala said fa'tazil nisa fil mahid. And the ulama that said al-hayd alamatu balugh, that the menses is a sign of being a young adult. Doesn't make a difference if she's sab'a saneen, tis'a saneen, 7, 9, whatever. This means she's able to be a mother. And so this is why you have in all of the other civilizations what we call girls would marry young and run houses and be a young adult in that way. While we in America, we still say, oh, they're only kids, but they do things that only adults can do, such as the ability to produce children and to have motherly instincts even at young ages, because the haid, which is menses, is the sign of puberty, the sign of growing up. فَاتَّسِلُوا النِّسَاءَ فِي الْمَحِيضِ وَلَا تَقْرَبُوهُنَّ حَتَّى يَطْهِرْنَ. And do not go near them until they have يَطْهِرْن. حَتَّى يَطْهُرْن. حَتَّى وَلَا تَقْرَبُوهُنَّ حَتَّى يَطْهُرْن. Do not go near them. يَطْهُرْن from the word طَاهَرَ. يَطْهُرْن. Abdullah ibn Abbas said this means until the blood has stopped. This is the meaning of يَطْهُرْن. And then Allah said, وَإِذَا تَطَهَّرْنَا. And the ta here means they themselves are doing the act of purification. So the first one, وَلَا تَقْرَبُوهُنَّ حَتَّى يَطْهُرْنَ, that means the body becomes free of blood, with the ya in the beginning of the word. Then the other word, وَإِذَا تَطَهَّرْنَا, and when they themselves purify, meaning al-ghusl. فَاتُوهُنَّ مِنْ حَيْثُ أَمَرَكُمُ اللَّهُ. Then you go to them the way that Allah commanded you. And many scholars said this is a command that when the lady has ended her menses and she has bathed, then have relations with her, because this is from the command of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. Inna Allah yuhibbu tawwabina, for those who go to the wife and have relations while she is in a state of menses, because this is haram. Wallah yuhibbu tawwabin. Yuhibbu tawwabin and yatakarrab bit-tawbah. The tawwabin means you keep making tawbah. Ruju' Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. When you do something wrong, you return back to Allah. Wa yuhibbu mutatahhirin, and He loves those that have a care for being pure and clean. And this is part of fa'tazilu nisa fil mahid. Staying away from them while they are on their menses is an act of tahara, purity, cleanliness. It comes in the Sahih of Imam Bukhari wa Muslim authority of Maymuna radiyallahu ta'ala anha, which is the wife of the Prophet sallam, the aunt of Abdullah ibn Mas'ud. قالت كان النبي صلى الله قالت كان النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. She said that the Prophet of Allah إذا أراد أن يبشر بامرأة من نسائه فأمرهن بالتزار فيبشرهن فوق إزار or كما قال. He said whenever the Prophet ﷺ want to enjoy any woman from amongst his wives, he will command them fatazar, put something. The word izar means to put something around your waist, covering the private from the stomach to the knees. Fatazar fayubashiruhunna fawqa izar. Then he would, the word bashir means to have some type of enjoyment with the woman. Said fawqa izar, meaning what will be between him and the private of the lady will be the clothing. So that means he can lay with her, he can touch her, he could have something with her, but do not enter her private, because this Allah said fatazilun safil mahid. So this showed that the Jews were wrong, because this is what the Prophet would do, and this is on revelation. This is based upon revelation, that if you want to lay with his wife, enjoy her and cuddle and so forth, you tell her put something around your waist, because this prevent the man from going there, have a barrier, because the man, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala says Zuyina linnas hubbu shahawati min an-nisa'i. Allah has made for the man a strong desire for the woman. Then Allah said wal banin, and for children, wal qanatir muqantarati min al-dhahab, and the love for commerce and trade of gold, wal fidda, and silver, وَالْمُخِيلِ الْمُصَوَّمَةِ وَالْأَنْعَامِ وَالْحَرْثِ, and all of those things, and Allah said even camel, and that which is goats and cows and like this. But Allah, He started with the woman, because this is the greatest thing for the man. So therefore, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, His messenger will command her to put something around her waist. And brothers need to know this. Wallah, the women need to know this. Even if you're single, you need to know this from the deen of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. More so if you plan to get married or you have a spouse, you have to know these verdicts. وَجَاءَ كَذَلِكَ فِي سُنَنَ أبي داود من حديث معاوية رضي الله تعالى عنه. معاوية قال سألت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم ما يحل لي بامرأة في حيضها. He said, what is allowed for me with my wife while she's on her menses? He said, Isna kulla shay illa nikah. Do everything except that which is nikah here means intercourse. Do everything except the private, in the private. وجاء كذلك عند سنن الإمام أحمد من حديث عبد الله بن نصار الأنصاري قال قلت يا رسول الله ما يحل لي بامرأة في حيضها. Same question. What is allowed for me doing the menses with my wife? He said, fawqa izar, that which is on top of the clothing or with her having the clothing. Then there's a wording, and this is not the Prophet's wording, this is the statement of that companion. He said, وقول تعفف عنه أفضل, and it is better if you don't do that. The ulama that said, therefore, there are two statements concerning what happens if a man falls into having relations with his wife during the menses. Because this last statement, that companion, he said, And I say, yani, or say, yani, to the people, but don't, yani, have any type of, yani, intimacy with her, yani, on the outside of the clothing, or, yani, on top of the clothing, or with her having the clothing on, because, yani, this is better, this is safer. So what we find is that sometimes the people, they take that statement, they think this is part of the statement of the Prophet, but it's not. This is, yani, a view of that companion, because there's a rule in Islam is that whatever leads to something that is haram, then what? It is haram. So that companion was saying that based upon this rule. While the Prophet ﷺ said, "Fasna kulli shay, yani illa nikah." Do anything and everything you like, enjoy your wife, except have sexual relationship with her. And the Prophet ﷺ, his statement, yani, is to be taken. And his action, Maymuna said the same thing, what he used to do. So this, yani, is one of the reasons why some of the scholars of Iraq during that time, they said, don't do anything with the wife, including, yani, cuddle and so forth, even though she has a waist wrap. And some of them, they understood from this, if a man falls into it, then he has to do kifara. He said, once a man, he came and he said, yani, what should I do? O Messenger of Allah, because I have relations with my wife while she's on her menses. The Prophet ﷺ told him, yani, tasaddaqu dinar or nisfu dinar. Give a dinar or half a dinar. On top of, yani, saying astaghfirullah and not doing it again. But this hadith of Imam Ahmad is not authentic. It's not authentic, this hadith of Imam Ahmad. Therefore, Jamhur ulama, the masters of the scholars, say, yani, yikafi and yutub Allah. It's enough to make tawbah to Allah. Astaghfirullah, feel bad about it. Make the decision, I'm not going to do it again, don't go back. This is enough. But you have, yani, some of the scholars of Iraq during that time, and he made this hukum, this ruling, because of this hadith. But this hadith in the Sunnah, in the Musnad, in the Musnad of Imam Ahmad, is not authentically reported on the Prophet. It cannot be proven, verified that it came from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Therefore, yani, this is one opinion from the scholars, that if a man, he has a relation with his wife while she is in the state of menses, then he has to not only make tawbah, but it has to do kifara by giving some charity. But we understand this, yani, is not authentically reported from Prophet. And also, that is also reported if the man has relations with the wife and her menses has stopped, but she has not did the second thing. Allah said, "Either tatahharana," when she has bathed. They said then the man has to give half a dinar. So some of them have said if he has relations with her while she's on her menses, he has to make tawbah and give 1 dinar for the expiation. And others say if the blood stops, but she didn't bathe, and he has relations before she bathes, then he has to give half. But neither one of these verdicts are based upon, yani, authentic hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, "Inna Allah yuhibbu tawwabin," because He knows that some people will fall into that. Wa yuhibbu mutatahhirin, and those who stay away from it, as Allah said, "Fa'tazilu nisa fil mahid," avoid them, meaning sexual intercourse while they are on their heat. Mukhalifan li mada al-Yahud wa Nasara, being different from the Jew and the Christian. And we have from the hadith of Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha, قالت كان النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم كان النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم أمرني. Prophet used to command me أن يغتسل أن يغتسل شعره. Used to command me to wash his, yani, hair. وهو متكئن, it means reclining, the word متكئن, or laying. وهو متكئن, yani, في حجرها. Hujriha means the confounds or the comfort of a person's home. It also means in the lap of a person. She used to lay in Aisha's lap, and she used to wash his hair. قالت وأنا في الحيض وكنت قارئا بالقرآن أو كما قال. She said, أو كما قالت. And she said, and on top of washing his hair, while he was laying in my lap, I used to read the Quran. So we have two benefits from this, is that the woman can touch the man, and the man can touch the lady, yani, while she's on her menses, except that intercourse, yani, is the prohibition. So if it was proper for the Jews to understand, kick the ladies out, they shouldn't pour anything to drink, they shouldn't make my food, they shouldn't touch my dishes, they shouldn't even be in the house with me doing the menses, then why would Prophet ﷺ lay in Aisha's lap? If her whole body was impure, her hands, her legs, her stomach, her face, her hair, then how could he lay in her lap and she take her hands and wash his hair, sallallahu alaihi wasallam? And if it's prohibited for the lady to read the Quran, whether it be from the Mus'haf or from her memory, then why would she be reading the Quran in the presence of the Messenger while she's on her menses? And there's no report that he stopped her or told her, don't do this, O Aisha. So these are some benefits from the tafsir of Imam Ibn Kathir radiyallahu ta'ala anhu concerning the issue of the ayat about Eid. ثم قال تبارك وتعالى نساءكم حرث لكم فأتوا حرثكم أن شئتم. Your women, they are a harth. The harth here means a place where you plant. This is the meaning of harth. So Allah Azza wa Jal described women as harth lakum, a place for you men to plant. There's something called mafhum mukhalifa in the fiqh of the religion. Mafhum, what's understood, mukhalifa. Mukhalifa is the opposite. So if Allah is saying, Nisa'ukum harthu lakum, fatu harthukum, your women are a place where you plant, so go to your place of planting. Then we understand that the opposite, it is haram to go to the woman where they don't plant, where you can't plant. And this, the ulama that said, this is what Prophet ﷺ said, man, the Prophet ﷺ mentioned, la lu'ina ladina ityan amra'atihi fi dubriha. Naam, kama qala. That those people, they are cursed by Allah who have relations with the wife in the back door, in the behind. And فَقْ بَيْنَ مِن دُبْرِهَا وَفِي دُبْرِهَا. Min dubriha means the position, you're from behind somebody. Say, ضَرَبْتُهُ مِن دُبْرِ. That means he struck him from behind. But you say, fi dubr, that means in his behind. So, Sallam, قَدْ حَرَّمَ إِتْيَانِ يعني المرأة في دبرها. Prophet says prohibited to go to the lady in her behind. Why? Because Allah said nisa'ukum harth lakum, the women are a planting place for you. Fatu harthakum. So go to them. Go to their planting place. What grows? The baby. Where does it grow? Min qubaliha. Qubal is the front. Qubal, front. Dubr, back. So this, ta'ala, inside of the word itself, harth, is the proof that it is prohibited to have relations in the back of the lady. From the back position, permissible. But in the back, not permissible. Rather, Nabi Sallam, la'ana alladhina, ata ila amra'atihi fi dubriha. But Sallam rather cursed the one who goes in the woman, have relations in her, from her, inside of her behind. And this is important because again, ma khalaq Allah illa bihaq. Allah didn't make anything except with a purpose. ومن العلماء يقولون ومن أتى إلى امرأته في دبرها وهو لوط صغيرة. فهو ماذا لوطي صغيرة. Whoever has relations with his wife in the behind, they said then he has committed a minor infraction, a minor act of homosexuality. لأن هؤلاء أهل اللوط اللواط أول من أتى بأن يفعل بشهواتهم بالرجال. Because the people of Lot, they are the first ones to invent, come up with this idea of a man taking out his sexual desires with another man. أعاذنا بالله. لُعِنَ الله عز وجل ورسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم ذاك وفاعل ومفعول. And the one who does it and the one who is being done to. Cursed. And this statement, curse, is the ulama, they mentioned, la'an bima'na sab. Sab in Arabic means you have a bad name. So Allah calls you a bad name. You have a bad status, a bad reputation. La'an means you have destroyed yourself. ومن العلماء يقولون أن اللعن بمعنى أن هذا برء من رحمة الله. They said, and also it carries the meaning when it is said that a person is cursed by Allah, he's also far removed from receiving any mercy from Allah Ta'ala, because he's from the worst of creation at that point because of his action. So this, wallah mustaan, is from the benefits, just a little bit of benefits from those ayah in Surah Baqarah, where Allah Ta'ala teaches us the etiquettes of how to deal with the women, and the social life of being with a woman when a woman is on her menses and when she's off of her menses. Well, Tabaraka wa Ta'ala said, Nisa'ukum harthul lakum fatu harthukum and anna shittum. They say anna shittum is more general than Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala saying if'al ma shittum. He said the word that has a general meaning. And that's why I mean of the scholar they say as the Prophet said, Isna kulli shay illa hadain. Do everything with your wife except have a relation while she's on her menses, from the first ayah, and the second ayah in the behind. This is from some of the benefits of the Tafseer ibn Kathir, wa nas'al tabaraka wa ta'ala yanfa'ana bih, wa nas'al Allah an yaj'al al-Qur'ana rabi'a qulubana wa an yaj'al al-Qur'an dhahaban hammina wa dhahab huznina innahu sami'ud du'a innahu ala kulli shay'in qadir. Wa ask Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala to bless us and benefit us by the recitation and the meaning of the Quran, and to make it from those things that will be a flowing spring inside of our bodies, and to make it that which replaces the sadness and the anxiety in Allah Azza wa Jal Sami'un Dua, because indeed Allah, He is a gracious one, and He is the one who hears the dua. Sallallahu sallam ala Rasulil Kareem wa ala alihi wa ashabihi wa sallam tasliman kathira. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا هو أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. Any questions?
I wanted to ask you about the hadith of Aisha Anha. You said that it was permissible for her to recite Quran from memory and text. Is that correct?
The first thing, Barakallahu Fikum, our ulama, they remind us that when you want to ask the question, there's not a need to say salam alaikum. You just answer the question. You give salams when you first approach or when you leave him, but to ask a question, so this is dislike to say salam alaikum, to ask the question, because you don't have the companions saying salam alaikum before they ask the question. They just say ya Rasulullah. Huh?
I said salam alaikum before nobody responded, so I said it again.
But I'm giving you benefit from the ulama when you ask the question, because you have.
I'm saying that's not the reason why I said salam alaikum.
Barakallahu fikum. Jazakumullah khair. وَذَكِّرْ فَإِنَّ الذِّكْرَ تَنْفَعُ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. Remind them, because the reminder benefits the believer. Jazakumullah khair. It doesn't make a difference why, or the intention here is the action of the sunnah is a benefit inshallah, tabarak wa ta'ala. And we want to be very mindful when we learn something from the sunnah. But say alhamdulillah. And then we don't worry more about why we did and this, but barakallahu fiqh, jazakallah khair. The second thing is that from the hadith of Aisha, many of the scholars say this is a proof that a woman can recite the Quran on her menses, because some people will say she cannot read it, whether from memory or from the book. As for those hadith that the people use, you'll find some narrations saying that a person should not touch the Quran unless they're in a state of purity, or they should not touch the Quran unless they have wudu. Then all of this hadith are da'if. And there's no dalil, kama dhakra shaykhuna muqbil, to say that a lady cannot touch the Quran while she's on her menses. And there are some authentic narrations that they would have the Quran, and out of respect, they will put it in some cloth like this and hold it. And then you have some narrations that show that they would even take the manuscripts and they will have them in a bag with bones and other writings, bones like from meat, and different animals, because they would use everything, the skin from the animal, the bones from the animal, the hair from the animal. They would use it for something. They wouldn't throw it away like we do. So they would put that in the bag, the companions, and they would have it on the animal where they sit there but to ride. So someone will say, "Akhi, get that Quran off the floor. This is disrespecting the Quran." But akhi, which one is lower? The floor or the back of an animal that you sit on? The back of the animal what you sit on. Because what we do on the floor when we make the salah, we do what? We stand in the qiyam. So this is like a cultural thing that they have where they try to say the woman shouldn't touch the Quran when she's on her menses, and la yajuz, not permissible for her to quote Quran, this and that. No. Tabarak wa ta'ala has made it allowed for the woman. As for being in the state of janaba, that is the state after you have a relationship, then you shouldn't touch the Quran until you take a ghusl after sex. And you should not recite Quran after having a relationship until you make a ghusl. Why? Because that's easy for a person to go take a ghusl and he touches the Quran or reads the Quran. But the lady should have 7 days of menses. Some of them more or less. So you mean every day she's going to go without remembering Allah? Her heart will become hardened, many of the ulama say. Subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu ithkuru Allah dhikran kathira. All you who believe, remember Allah. But they didn't say remember Allah. He said remember Allah much, often. So a lady have 1 day, the whole day she doesn't mention anything, any statement that's found in the Quran. Allah's name, subhanallah, alhamdulillah, la ilaha illallah, Allahu akbar, astaghfirullah. All of this in the Quran. So because she's in her menses, she can't say any dhikr. A'udhu billah. What do you think will happen to the heart of a person? Then you got day 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Suppose she mens for 30 days, 2 weeks. Some women that have like problems with the menstrual cycle, they might bleed for like 18 days. Then come off for 5 days and go right back. You say, wow. Whereas for the man who have a relation, lady have a relation, go take a ghusl, 5 minutes. You're pure. You can pray. Why not? But this a mercy, and this out of the wisdom of Allah that He allowed the woman to be able to read the Quran, touch the Quran while they're on their menses. So there's no dalil. Authentic hadith of the Prophet Athar of the companions is authentic that prevents a lady from reciting nor touching the Quran when she's on her menses. And those people that say that it is prohibited for the lady or anybody to touch the Quran while they're not in the state of wudu, then they have no evidence. But in the state of janaba, means he had sex with his wife or she had sex with the husband, then you could not touch the Quran or even recite Quran, because this is an authentic hadith. And it's easy to remove that state of defilement. But for menses, It's difficult. And Allah, يريد الله بكم اليسر ولا يريد بكم العسر. Allah wants for you ease to be guided. Allah wants for you ease to have your heart soft. Allah wants for you ease to remember Him. So He's not going to restrict, and He hasn't restricted anybody like that. In the case of menses, that they cannot read nor touch the Quran. And if someone, they said that this is prohibited, then we say, hatu burhanakum in kuntum sadiqin. Then they have to bring a proof of the truth. وَمَا لَهُمْ مِنَ الْبَرَاهِينَ. And they have no dalil. This is the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, that the lady, she can recite and touch the mushaf while she's on her menses. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, huwa mawqif, wallah azza wa jal, huwa yani mawfiq. He is the one who gives the success. Now, barakallahu feekum. We're still on the line too. And wallahi, yani barakallahu feekum, from the etiquettes of seeking ilm. This is you're seeking knowledge. This is one of the greatest acts of ibadah, to seek knowledge. From the etiquettes of seeking knowledge, there's etiquettes to everything. Allah musta'an is that the one who given the knowledge, he should care about the people. And part of his caring, he wants the people to be like the Prophet was, harisun alaykum ma'anittum. He's eager to give you what's yani easy for you. He's eager to give you what will benefit you. So never take, none of the brothers, when I say something that I'm picking on you or saying something to embarrass you, that's from Jahiliyyah. Nahnu ikhwan, zakmallah khayr, we're brothers. وَنَحِبُّ يعني خَيْرُ يعني لِأَنفُسِنَا, and we want good for ourselves. The Prophet said, لَا يُؤْمِنُ أَحَدُكُمْ حَتَّى يُحِبَّ لَأَخِيهِ مَا يُحِبُّ لِنَفْسِهِ. Now if you truly believe until he wants for his brother what he wants for himself. So this, yani, and many people will lie. They do this. Even some imams is in the gathering in America, I've seen imams, he said, Salaam alaikum, Sheikh Kash, I have a question. We remind him, he said, Astaghfirullah. Because he knows that he shouldn't be saying Salaam alaikum to ask the question. He's an imam. He have some knowledge of this, but because he around people who do it, he do it. Allah musta'an. You see. So this, wallahi, the knowledge is supposed to make us humble. Whether it's me, you, him. Because wallahi, what is it the benefit for us except to be guided by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's knowledge? That's it. That's the only benefit. And the Prophet ﷺ said, وَمَنْ وَجَدَ خَيْرٍ فَيَحْمَدُ اللَّهِ. Whoever find good, he got to say Alhamdulillah. Whether it's me, my wife, somebody else, it's for your benefit to say Alhamdulillah. Even if you know, mashallah tabarak wa ta'ala, let's say remind. Even if you didn't know, now you just got to increase the knowledge. You see. So never think, that this is the case. You'll have husnun done for your brother. Think of me in a good way. Don't think anything other than that. This is for the sake of Allah tabarak wa ta'ala. Inshallah. Any more questions? Remember, we're still live on the air, so any questions around the topic, outside the topic, because tomorrow this time we'll be winding down the trip until December. So any questions? Like you had the question, that's an excellent question. Any questions? We're talking about any relations with the women and menses and this. Any questions? Everybody in here have any wife. You need some questions about this. Now's the time. Salam said, "Inna Allah la yastahi min al-haq." Allah doesn't want you to be shy when it comes to the truth. You see? Aywa.
What if you have relations with your wife and her menses happens during relations?
La alayka bi shay. There's no sin on you. If you have a relation with her, because this happens sometimes, activity, the hormones of the lady. Sometimes, wallahi, it could happen. If that happened, there's no sin on the man, no sin on the lady. This, once it becomes clear, oh man, I just got my menses. Khalas. Now she's on her menses, you stay away from her. But before that time, there's no sin on you. You didn't know. La yukallifullahu nafsan illa wus'aha. There's nothing Allah is going to hold against you when you don't have the ability to be held against. It's when you know she's on her menses, then this is the issue. When you know that she's on her menses, this is the issue. And that's why the ulama said, yani, do everything except those two things. And that's a debate about the issue of yani, oral sex. This is in the books of Fatawa. Don't think they don't talk about these issues. These are old issues. It's not new. Some people that said la yajuz, and they have a author narration of Umar ibn al-Khattab when he said, yani, he hate this because this yani, is najasa, this is filth. Shaykh al-Albani, he mentions it imitating the kelb because the dog does that to the female dog. But Shaykh al-Muqbil, when he asked him, he said, number one, the ulama, they differ about semen and sperm. Some of them said it's impure, like urine and feces and menses blood. Some of them said it's tahir. The origin of sperm and semen is pure. And they use the hadith of Abi Sa'id al-Khudri radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. La. Hadith of Salama, the wife of the Prophet. She asked the Prophet Sallam about a wet dream. He said, yani, for the lady, if she wake up and she finds something in the bed wet from her private, yani, do she have to make yani, like, what does she do? Does she, make a ghusl or what? Prophet Sallam said, yeah, for her to take a bath. He said, because this is yani ma min al-ma, yani, this is water from water. Many of the ulama, they said the Prophet's statement, water, shows that the origin of the sperm and semen is not like urine, feces, and menses blood. It's pure. And the statement of Umar ibn al-Khattab, Sheikh Muqbil said, we don't know really if that's from Umar ibn al-Khattab. The narration has no chain. It's just something that circulated, on the tongues of the Arabs and in their books. The Umar said, yani, this is disgusting and this and that. Even if he said it, Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala didn't mention that in the Quran. There's no hadith of the Prophet. If somebody he likes to have something with his wife, make sure it's yani, not the issue of the dubr in the behind, as we say, anal, sex, and that is not on the menses. Everything else, yahtamalu hadha. It could be okay. Yahtamalu hadha. It could be okay. Has two possibilities. Everything else, it could be okay or it could be okay, but you don't have a dalil. You see. So, and the Yahoo, they went extreme in this issue. Didn't like to have relations from behind, not in the behind, from behind. They said because the baby's going to come out with their eyes squinched, with stigmatism or like this of the eyes, What the they have for this? Allah Mustan. So these issues are old issues of the religion, but the people have to know them. Because this is the deen of Allah Ta'ala. And if for nothing else, so you don't fall into something that's haram. Or that you don't make something haram on somebody that Allah and His Messenger didn't make haram. Is it permissible for a man to pray with his wife? She's on the side of him. Like you're at home, it's snowing, you're going to pray in the house, or you missed the Jama'at at the masjid, you say, I'm going to pray, now because I missed the Jama'at. His wife has to pray. Is it permissible for the lady to line up and pray with him side by side? Abdul Shakur.
I'm not sure, Sheikh.
No, say.
You should stand one step behind.
One step behind. Med dalil. What's the proof?
Trying to remember it now. I can't call it to mind.
The hadith of the Prophet sallam, كان يصلي في الليل وعائشة كان وراءه, and Aisha was behind him. It's hadith and Bukhari, Muslim, not in that range. This is the proof. Prophet sallam was praying the night prayer in the house, and Aisha was behind him, not on the right of him, not on the left of him. Anas prayed with him as a young boy, he was on the right of him. Abdullah ibn Mas'ud prayed with him, he was on the right of him. But Aisha, behind him. This is the proof. Now, if the lady come off her menses at 2 o'clock, she'll have to pray now Dhuhr and Asr. What about Fajr? Does she owe Fajr if she came off her menses at 2 o'clock? And Abdul Hafiz?
No,
No. Med Dalil.
because she was on the menses during that time.
La yukallifullahu nafsan illa wus'aha. Allah's not going to hold you accountable for something that you don't have the ability to do. You only have to pray that salat that's in front of you if you came off the menses before that time comes in. Brother's going to have to start bringing a notebook to write down these points. Wallahi, because this is the ilm. Y'all sit like Ibn Taymiyyah, Ibn Qayyim, y'all got this thing. Then if I ask, somebody going to say, I don't know, Sheikh. No, this is for your benefit. Wallahi.
What you just said, Sheikh, was in let me see. So it's the Baqarah.
Yes, Barakallahu Fi.
Yes. Yeah.
But this is a good principle to remember. If you don't know the evidence, the principle is if the lady's on her menses, whatever's behind her, she don't owe. Whatever's in front of her, she owes. So if she comes off at 4 in the morning, what's in front of her? If Fajr is at 5 o'clock,
Fajr,
what's behind her?
Isha,
And
Maghrib.
does she owe Isha and Maghrib?
No.
Why? Because it's,
behind her.
and what does she owe?
Fajr.
Why? Because it's
In front.
Barakallahu fikum. Ya Allah bless you. Barakallahu fikum.
Sheikh, while we're on the subject again, I wanted to ask you a question.
But make sure you understand this first. Everybody understand
I
this.
understand it, yes, absolutely.
Tell you one more time. If she comes off her menses
Mm-hmm.
at 5 o'clock,
Mm-hmm.
and the Maghrib is at 5:15, does she owe Asr or does she owe Maghrib and Isha?
Only Maghrib and Isha, because when Asr came in, well, actually, Asr is still in at 5.
No, I gave you example.
Asr
I gave example. I said if time changed all over the world. I gave a scenario.
Okay.
If the Maghrib comes in at 5:15, she come off her menses at 5 o'clock, does she owe Asr or does she owe Maghrib and Isha?
Asr. Because
She owes
she's
Asr.
still within the time frame of Asr.
She owes us.
So Ba'ad said she owe Asr. So Ba'ad said Maghrib and Isha.
She's still within the time frame of Asr before Isha. I mean, before Maghrib.
It's a difference of opinion on this issue. Because there is a period where Asr is still in, but it's disliked highly to pray in. So some have said if the sun is about to decline or close to it, she doesn't owe Asr. She only owes what's in front of her. Some of them said if she's able to, then she makes the ghusl and she prays the Asr. So it's a difference of opinion. This one is tricky because the issue of Asr. All of the rest of them are easy. All of the rest of them are easy. Faddala.
Sheikh,
Nah.
if she comes off the menses in the ghusl and she sees the flow but there's no blood, what does she do? There's no blood but there's a flow coming.
I don't understand what you mean. There's
She
no
has-
blood, but
if
there's
she
a
has-
flow.
If she has an emission coming out of her but there's no blood showing, just white.
That's not menses blood.
That's what I'm asking you. If she has the flow, could that be like a health issue or something else? Or
The issue is the menses blood. If it's anything else, then this is outside of that case. The same thing will have if she's spotting.
Mm-hmm.
She stops and she'll have a light color, something, that she sees in her clothing.
Mm-hmm.
It's an indication that it's almost to the end. Okay.
No.
So as long as she's doing that, she's still not going to pray. But once it stops, or let's say that the spot in light is like real light pink. Khalas, if it does that and nothing's flowing, she got to take ghusl and pray. Mm-hmm. If her normal time that she has the menses is over, she normally goes 7 to 10 days. She's in the 12th day, no flowing, but she see something real light, pink or whatever, almost like yellowish. Khalas, she got to take a bath and pray. But if it's a menses blood is clear, it has a dark color and a smell, then she doesn't pray. All of this in the books of fiqh. What color it looked like, how it smelled, this, that, even was sperm, was semen. These things are clear in the religion.
No.
So as long as the blood's not flowing, then she has to make ghusl and pray.
One more thing.
Say,
If you become intimate with yourselves and she gets wet in the vagina area, but she doesn't have sexual intercourse with you, is she obligated to make ghusl?
no. But if the only time she obligated to make ghusl, and we're going to be clear on this, if she has ejaculation, then she have to make ghusl, or the man enter her. Even if there's no ejaculation on any part, if you enter the wife, you have to make ghusl.
For the male, no.
No, for both.
For both, I meant.
Both.
For both.
Any contact of the private with the private, you got to make ghusl. Can't say, well, I didn't, have ejaculation, so I don't have to make ghusl. I just make wudu. Nope. Have to make a ghusl.
No.
So if anything comes from the man, like the hadith of Ali ibn Abi Talib, he used to have this problem where he would run and get excited. Some people, they like that. But he couldn't go and say, Ya Rasulullah, I have this problem. He's married to the Prophet's what? Daughter.
Do it.
That's his father-in-law. This is Abe. You're going to go to your father and say, yeah, Pop, woo, 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 woo. That's what we do because we don't have, no etiquettes. We just But, Islam teach you to have some dignity. Don't just say what come to mind. And don't, we'll have a thing in America, you might hear the mom say, yeah, I changed many diapers. But so what? Your daughter is grown now. It's haram for you to see, her like when she was a baby. You can't say, well, let me in the bathroom, girl. I got to get my toothbrush. I seen you naked before. Allow your juice.
Mm-hmm.
Not permissible.
No.
So what? You the mother, you had her. She is impubed. You cannot see a person impubed like that except your spouse. Even if it's your child. You ain't gotten that nice scene before. This is Jahiliyyah, man.
Mm-hmm.
This is Jahiliyyah. So the point is that, when we talk about the likes of these issues, then there's some rules and regulations. And, so Ali couldn't go and say, oh, Prophet, I have a problem. So he sent somebody. Go ask the Prophet this. Come back, tell me what he said. So the person, they went and say, Ya Rasulullah, if a man has any flow of semen, not sperm, semen, and they describe it, the light stuff that's not, thick and have a color like this, and the stuff that doesn't come out with a power. Mm-hmm. Describe it so everybody know what the deal is. Prophet said, then let him wash his private and make wudu like he's making wudu to pray. فَقْسَلَ الذَّكْرِ وَيَتَوَضَّى كَالْوُضُوءِ لِلصَّلَاةِ. Let him wash his private like a stinja. What do? You go to the bathroom. You make a stinja. You wash your private. And then you'll make wudu. You don't need to wash your private to come out and pray. If you do, you have no salah. You got to wash your private and make wudu. So it's for the same thing. A man, you have some, flow. You got to wash and then pray. So this is the same ruling for the lady.
Yeah.
And everybody can distinguish what's going on with their body. So this is the ruling. If the lady know that that's not, ejaculation, but, there's some moisture, wetness from anything, she clean that area, make wudu, and she pray.
There's a sister online says, she says, please put this onto your YouTube channel because there's so much confusion amongst other sisters regarding this issue. So she's just asking to make sure you put this up on your.
Inshallah. And if she's listening, she could feel free to distribute this Barakallahu Fiki. This is benefit.
Is this live?
Yes, that's why I said she can hear me. Yeah.
No, I can see you too.
Huh?
You have the video also.
It's supposed to be audio only.
It's video.
Who did that? Me?
You did, yeah.
Allah Mustan, hospital on them. Okay, la bas, no problem. Inshallah.
You look pretty.
I mean, it's not there. Sometimes I like the audio because the sound is better, and you have some benefit in the audio. If people always get used to looking and seeing like TV, they might not be necessarily focused on the ilm. Oh, he look nice. Oh, he look ugly. This, that. No, it's for the entertainment. No, it's to learn and practice.
Yeah.
So I do both. And some scholars that mention that the camera and the video is haram. Sheikh al-Muqbil used to take that position. He was a hardliner for this, but I don't take that position. As many of the ulama said, this is electronic, satellite and signals and images. It's not like somebody drawing a painting, or even the old camera used to take and the picture comes out on the paper like Kodak developed. They said this is different. Imam Muhammad bin Salih Uthaymin has this opinion. He said this images by satellite that's produced digitally where you can see somebody, Whereas Sulaiman Ruhaili takes a different approach, said like a Jews. This is not permissible. So me, we learn from Sheikh al-Muqbil that like a Jews in yuqallid ayy ahad. We don't just follow somebody because he says something. Even he's a big scholar, even he's your sheikh. We've got to have the lil. And this is the issue of how you understand the text. Nobody disagrees. If you paint a picture with a paintbrush, the Prophet mentioned, they will be punished on the Day of Judgment. Yeah. They are competing with Allah Ta'ala. Allah is going to say, bring to light what you have created. Because that used to say, look what I created. Look at my masterpiece. Nobody takes a picture and says that. And this is shirk, you see. But, wallahi, many of the ulama said this is like when you look in the mirror, there's a reflection. You move like this, you see whatever in the mirror. You said, see, look. I said, this is the same thing in video. It's captured by satellite and signals and this and that. And so I happen to take that opinion. If someone, debates it or whatever, then it's an issue that people shouldn't fight over. And you still, at the end of the day, brothers, it's not like Aqidah. You can't different the issues of where is Allah and His names and attributes. Now, this is a big problem. But this is how you understand the text. So I do both. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala musta'an. And Allah is the one we seek His help. Sallallahu wa sallam wa baraka ala rasulih al-kareem wa ala alihi wa ashabihi wa sallam tasliman kathira. And we give permission to our sister Maryam, known as to share it and post it for those who want to benefit. Jazakumullah khairan.
So we're going to go. I'll let you do the buttons for the finishing because I can't do it.
Special phone.
It's special phone. It's your touch. It's like that finger.